Hi guys, today I had, this is my flute, and I had some repairs done today, and well, the very first time I brought my flute to the, I don't even know what it's called, the flute repairman. I had gotten his name from another flute player, and he takes after most of the professional flutists' instruments in the city. And I remember it was such an adventure. His house, like his shop, I guess? Not his store. he works out of his basement. And you have to go through, like, the backyard. It's just so eclectic. There's, like ropes to pull to open a fence, and it's, like, really all these different contraptions to get down there. And then what he did the very first time, I was, like, in ASMR heaven. He has a desk, a big desk, that has hundreds of the strangest tools I had ever seen, and all these different little parts of musical instruments that are just kind of everywhere that he's either working on or fixing and so on. A lot of very weird tools I'd never seen before, and that's coming from someone who I grew up out in the middle of nowhere, and my dad actually had a garage shop where he did tons of building things and like construction and whatnot, and so I am generally knowledgeable of different tools, but the ones for the flute I'd never seen before. And what he did was he would go through pulling out just the body and like inspect everything with such detail and such care. And he had this one tool that he used initially. He had a form that he would fill out, and it had sort of a map of the instrument, and he would mark on which keys which keys had leaks, or what he would have to do to everything, just while I was there, because he would be fixing it later. And I wanted to try and recreate the little tool that he used, and he used it today. Today I needed him to do the repairs while I was there, so I think he was a bit more stressed because he didn't have time to work on his own. He was a little bit under pressure because I needed it done really quickly. So to show you, to demonstrate, he actually used a bit of this. And this, oops, I just had a little sticky note. Those are my directions for today. I look at a Google map and I write down to the address, and I usually remember how to get places. So these are powder paper, and I bought a little booklet of them. It's a little bit dirty because it's been in my bag. It has directions in here on how to use it. See, I'm yawning, I must be tired. I love these bags. Sticky, this is very sticky. Anyhow. Crinkly thing. I really love the high-pitched sounds of crinkly things. Like that. That's my favorite. Yeah. Okay. So in this booklet of powder paper, it literally is just like a little book. And it has these sheets, and you just tear them out when you need to use them. One side actually has powder on it. But here there are some small ones, so I'm going to use a small one. This is on a powder paper. So he had a little thing that has this, like, it was a stick with a very loose piece of plastic that was very thin. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a little strip of something. And he would go around each key. See if I can bring you in a bit closer. So for example, I'm going to use this key. He would put it in like one side and test if he could pull it out. Put it in here. And then the back too, but this piece of paper is too big obviously. To see where the key, if it wasn't pressing down, like what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to, like I couldn't, using light pressure, I can't pull this out, which means there's no leak, it's a perfect seal. So you would go through each of the keys, all around each edge, to see if there was any leaks in all of them. And wow, my flute is usually so noisy and clacky, but I just went there and he oiled everything. I got a flute oiling, and so now everything, you can barely hear the keys. Can you hear that? Oh, that one's sticky, so I can use the powder paper. It's not sticking anymore. These ones usually stick. These are my two favorite keys on the flute. These little tiny ones. They're just for trills and things. When you press them, you see nothing's happening. But it goes down this rod all the way and moves these little ones. I used to, like, when I first got a flute and discovered them, I didn't know how to use them, but me and my friend, we used to pretend they were like little feet that were dancing. Da, 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 da. So you can see right in there. How does this go in here? He did the most work on the foot joint today because this key, this one right here, was actually like pushed off. It must have been bumped or something, and so it wasn't closing properly. And I was sounding, it's funny, like I thought that it was just sort of my problem, that maybe I wasn't sounding very good. But it turns out that it was the flute. And now I sound really good because it's all fixed. So that's that. I really love, I've had this case for a long time. I'll slide you in a little bit closer, you can see it. This is a green case. It's very worn down. You can see there. It's completely worn down from touching on the head joint. And here, there's all these little indents and bumps from the keys. The inside too. I really like it. Let's move this. Here, there's a little flap of velvet to protect this part because it overlaps, and it's got a huge dent in it too, just from how long I've had this case. It's so, you can see the wood underneath in some spots. So I just wanted to show you that, how he actually, like, this is like the coolest, scariest thing. He uses little screw to unscrew these screws and pull off whole parts, whole joints of the flute. And then inside there's a little rod that comes out. And he needs to change the oil. So he wipes off all the black kind of grime, which is old oil and dirt, and then puts on a new oil and puts it back so that everything moves so smoothly. You can almost barely hear them. So good. They're so dirty. think I need to bring this in to be completely cleaned eventually, but there was no time for it today because I need to keep practicing. I should probably not do that while it's in the case because it's going to bounce against the fabric. So, that's my flute and my repairs that I had done. It was always the best going and having it all fixed. Take care.